a farmer, and I knew him well. And he had some kind of animal, I think. Possibly it was a humorously shaped vegetable. And it showed us possibly a parsnip or a cucumber. I don't know. I can't remember the words. They were really... No, I can't remember that either. What's that word for something that's clever and short? Damn, it's like what you make helmets out of. Nah, not tin. I can't say that a phrase of mine was tinny. Ironic, maybe. Yeah, pithy, that's the word. The song was really pithy. I don't know which song. What are you going on about songs for? Hey, what was that? Over there, in the donkey cart park. No, it was something. Let's go and see. No, it's not dangerous. It's the start of the game. They can't kill us off yet. Come on, trust me. All I'm gonna do is look. Well, this is a pretty poor job. I think I can dismantle it. Nearly a catastrophe. Don't sweat it, pal. We've got 9 minutes and 7 seconds left. You know what we could do? We could drive this thing out of here. Oh, damn. No donkey. Oh, you could pull it. Yeah, you're right. Looks like we're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. Couldn't be simpler. I'm thinking we should turn the green flask. What do you think, maybe the red? Let's turn the green flask then. It's just a hunch. Remember the time in the high-energy facility when I turned the yellow flask and blew everything up? Right, so I'm turning the red flask then. What? Did I say green? Well, I meant red. Look, we can do it your way if you... Look, I'm sure, okay? You ready? Aren't you going to miss all this stuff when they stop making these games? Aren't you just going to miss it all? I'm turning the flask. There, you see? Uh-oh. Grab the cat, gangway! Take cover! Oops. Well, the animation budget's increased at least. Well, of course that's a good thing. It means they haven't spent as much on plot, doesn't it? They've probably halved the number of insane object puzzles for a start. Sorry, I mean clever lateral thinking exercises, of course. Trust me, I've been through this sort of thing before.
There's a place you're always welcome, that's as nice as it can be. Everyone can get in, 'cause it's absolutely free. That's death. No need to take a breath, just lie around all day with not a single bill to pay. Hooray! That's death. No more sicknesses or flu. If you've lived beyond your means, you can die beyond them too. Boo-hoo. Well, the greatest and the finest have already died. Why not simply join them on the other side? That's death. Say farewell to all your bills. rip up all your wills, and pop your final pills. Amen, that's death. It's a tete-a-tete with fate. If you're not feeling great, then it's the best way to lose weight, mate. Nothing here to hurt you, no one's here to nag. Come die with me if your life's a drag. That's death for wealthy and well-bred. All of them are here, and they're all completely dead. That's death. No more headaches, no more pain. Of the millions who died, no one came back to complain. You can't take it with you. You can't keep what you've got. So why not just lie back and simply rot? Just simply rot. It's so cool, it's hot. And that's death.
Colleagues, gentlemen, and fellow wizards. Here's looking at your bottom.
Up your eye.
Huh. Pull the other one. It's got strange knobbly bits on.
Happy Hogswatch Day.
Thank you. Colleagues, we are gathered here today for the final departure party of our dear, soon-to-be departed comrade, the wizard Windle Poons.
Hooray!
Good old Windle. Don't forget to ghost write. 3, 2, 1, 0!
What?
Nothing. That's it, I hope. Right, everybody. Our funeral at 2:30, then drinks and ham rolls in the main hall at 3. Hiya! What's happening? Call this service, do you? I'm dead, I am. I demand to be taken away to a better life, as per contract. Oi, things were different in my day. You died properly, not like the deaths you get nowadays.
He says he's not dead.
I am dead, but I'm still bloody ambulatory. No, you're not. You're fooling no one but yourself, you know.
Well, he looks dead.
Smells dead. Of course, he always did, though. And I suppose my word doesn't count for anything around here. I can't be dead if I'm still talking, now can I? Look, old chap, it's our considered professional view that you are an extinct wizard. Your opinion doesn't count because you're dead. Oh, yeah, good point. Well, I suppose I'll just sit here then, shall I? I suppose it takes a while. So, how is death, actually? See any white lights, tunnels, girls with harps? Oh, yes, please. I'll take 2. No? If this is heaven, I wish I'd done wicked things when I was alive. What's happening to me? Well, it seems that your body's dead, but your soul's still in residence. Well, I'm not hanging about here for the rest of my afterlife. I've had a hard life, Arch-Chancellor. I'm entitled to a bit of paradise. I've read about it. Young women and wine and whatnot. Look, your life's over. You're not supposed to moan about it. And definitely not supposed to contemplate any whatnot.
Who's responsible for this? Where's death, then? This is outrageous. You can't have a soul hanging about a deceased body like that.
Why not? It's unhygienic.
Yeah, there's food laid out. We can't have him near the nibbles. The health inspectors will be on to us.
Yes, good point. Now compose yourself, Windle. You can't decompose here. I shall have to ask you to move along. Oh, comes to something when a man can't even drop stone dead in peace. Eternal rest, is it? Well, I'd like to take this lying down. I'm off to find myself a nice shallow grave. There's been too much of this sort of thing lately. Rincewind? Rincewind! Ah, Rincewind. There you are. Now, as you're aware, there have been some very odd goings-on in this city of late. I am referring, of course, to the sudden disappearance of Death.
What? No one's dying?
Oh, they're dying, but their souls aren't being taken away. They're dead and alive at the same time, and now it's happened to poor Windle. Death's gone, and we need to summon him back. So, here you go. We need to perform the rites of Ashkent.
I suppose you have a list of mysterious ingredients that I now have to run off and collect.
What? How did you know that?
I just had a dreadful suspicion. All right, so what have we got to find?
Well, it's a rush job, so just the bare minimums will do. We need 3 equal-sized sticks of wood and 4 cc's of mouse's blood. It shouldn't take you more than a few minutes.
Bets, anyone?
What is it now?
Let's just say that, we needed more than the bare minimums. Not to say that I'm questioning your judgment. I'm just, planning for the future is all.
Well, the rest is all just flash and style. This is a death rite after all. You know the routines. A bit of sparkle and glitter in the air, vile charnel stench erupting from the tomb, and lovely dribbly candles. That sort of thing.
None of which we'll need at all.
That's right. Just the wood and the mouse's blood.
There never seems to be any way of getting a decent moment's rest around this place.
Act 1. The right stuff.
scaz. Essentially the sort of man who carefully files away family photographs as his sole means of recreation. Ah, hello there.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And you are?
Scaz. That's a name I have. Yeah, right.
Oh, lovely. Well, that's this conversation off to a good start then. What are you doing here?
Doing?
Just answer the question.
I'm, trying to get it together, I mean, what are, any of us really, actually doing from a cosmic point of view?
Yes.
What?
What are you doing in this room?
Oh, right, yeah. Well, working, on this new, magical engine for working things out. It works things out, By working them out, it crunches numbers into little bits.
Amazing! What's it called?
We, call it Hex.
Why?
Well, 'cause in the working things out engine business, everything has got to have, a 3-letter name.
Is that because you can't understand longer words?
What?
Somehow, when I look at you, I feel that a 3-letter name just isn't enough.
What? I don't understand.
Really? That's astonishing. It really is. So this is where all the grant money goes these days.
Hey, there's no point getting all, uncool and heavy. Anyway, I don't deal with the money. It's all Kevin's doing. He knows how to talk to the university council.
Kevin? Who's Kevin?
One of my research assistants. He's a, invertebrate politician.
You mean inveterate politician? I think there's a misprint in the script.
No, invertebrate. He's an ant. Currently, he lives in that test tube over there. Now go, away, because I can't stand around here all day. It's too difficult.
What are all these leggy little objects you have running around the place?
Oh, those? Oh, they're ants.
Ants?
Yeah, ants. They got legs and sticking out bits on their heads. You get them in sandwiches at picnics, ants. That's what they're like, that's what they're called.
I am perfectly aware of the existence of ants. What I want to know is why you have them running freely about the innards of a complex mathematical machine.
Ah, there, in fact, is the essence of my, very cunning plan. You see, when we were designing Hex, we worked out that what with it all being so new and everything, we were bound to end with, a lot of bugs in the system. And that'd mean people would be complaining the whole, time. Every time it wouldn't work properly, they'd call us and tell us there was, a bug in the machine kind of thing.
So why have you put an anthill inside?
Alright, well, the cunning bit is, we thought what we'd do is put all the bugs in right at the start, so there'd be no room for them later on. Smart, eh?
Amazing, and somehow so prophetic.
Right, but we don't call them bugs anymore. We call them creatures. Then, if a problem occurs, we can say, no, it's not a bug, It's just an undocumented creature. And the whole system relies on them now. They race about inside there, opening up little gates, closing them, opening them again, running about in little wheels, you know, dragging bits of information from one storage bin into another. It's working really, well...
I'm not so sure about that. How do the ants feel about it?
They seem to like it. We found the machine works if you put living things in, see. We put in a mouse the other day, and it worked really fast when we put some RAM in, until they butted their way out.
Do you ever, how shall I put this, lose any ants?
It's funny you mentioned that. It was only like yesterday when I lost 100 of my best. It was awful. The machine was like totally debugged for a while.
You know, much as I'm convinced that there must be a reason behind all this rot, perhaps it's safer just to never know. Maybe I'll just rob the place of every little object that might be of use and just leave it at that. Pick up bird, open door, throw axe at dwarf. It was so much simpler in the old days. Goodbye for now. Bellows. Strangely soothing to operate, but I don't know if they'll ever catch on. A foam accelerator, eh? It looks like a giant drink mixer to me.
Thorm. A thorm is the basis and traditional unit of magical strength. It has been universally established as the amount of magic needed to create one small white pigeon or 3 normal-sized billiard balls. In this very room, the thorm has been successfully demonstrated to be made up of resins, which literally translates to thingies, or reality fragments. Current research indicates that each resin is itself made up of a combination of at least 5 flavors, known as up, down, sideways, sex appeal, and peppermint.
Students these days, I ask you. Ponder Stibbons. Profession, research wizard. Personality, maniac. Avoid at all costs.
Wandering shop. No one knows why. But all the most truly mysterious and magical items are brought from shops that appear and, after a trading life even briefer than a double glazing company's, vanish like smoke. They can turn up wherever there's a suitable stretch of blank wall, but once there, they have always been there. Dust and grime and a general worn look instantly dispel any doubts in the minds of people who may have walked down that same street every day for a year without noticing it. There are 3 general theories to explain the phenomenon of wandering shops. 1. Many thousands of years ago, there evolved somewhere in the multiverse a race whose single talent was to buy cheap and sell dear. 2. They are the creation of a sympathetic fate, charged with the role of supplying exactly the right thing at the right time. 3. They are simply a very clever way of getting around the various Sunday closing acts. All these theories have 2 things in common. They explain the known facts, and they are completely and utterly wrong.
Frog-scented incense? In the middle of summer? These people are barbarians. That looks interesting. Could I possibly have it then?
Certainly.
A strange machine. I don't know what it does, and I'm fairly certain I'll rest better tonight for never having known. Maybe it has something to do with this being called a wandering shop. That looks nice. Can I have it then?
Certainly not. It's not for sale.
Nope, can't reach them. I better ask her first anyway. Candles, excellent. These should do the job nicely. A stuffed flamingo. Yes, well, I'm not quite sure what it's doing in an adventure shop. But if you must have a flamingo, then I suppose this is as good a place as any in which to put it. Just what I've always wanted. I don't suppose I can have it then.
Why not? It's yours. You only had to ask.
One alligator, badly stuffed. Well, every magical shop has to have one, I suppose. That looks nice. Can I have it then?
Certainly not. It's not for sale.
Books, the perfect resting place for overfull coffee cups. I'll have to get a few more of those. That looks nice. Can I have it then?
Certainly not. It's not for sale.
An old woman. Well, I say old, but given the cruel abuses of this dingy level of technology, the possibilities of childhood malnutrition and debilitating diseases in later life, that gives a fair range, doesn't it? And even if she is old, I mean, old is a relative term. She's older to some people and younger to others.
Hey there, Your Highness. And aren't you a pretty little girl?
I'm not a little girl, I'm a powerful and dignified magician.
Why are you dressed up as a princess, then?
I most certainly am not.
You've got a tall, pointy hat. All princesses have tall, pointy hats.
Look, it's not...
And a dress. A tall, pointy hat and a dress. That's a princess in my book.
So how do you explain the beard then, eh? Eh?
I thought that was just probably your peasant blood, dear. A lot of men find a bit of hair sultry and attractive.
I wish a lot of women did. I can't really see that this shop serves any valid social purpose at all. It all seems like a total waste of resources.
Well, that's nice coming from a princess.
Look, for the last time, I am not a princess.
Okay, Your Highness.
Look, all joking apart, what are you selling?
Well, Your Highness, this here is an adventure shop. It has all the marvellous things people need when they decide that their main calling in life is to find a hole in the ground, collect some friends, and then go delving into the underground, armed only with swords, rope, 10-foot poles, halberds, 6 torches, and a flask of oil.
Good gracious. And is there actually much of a demand for this?
No. It's all collectible trading cards these days. Dim wick, the smothering. It's taken all the fun out of the business. I can't even shift magic items anymore.
Magic items? What, elven cloaks, magic swords, boots of speed, that kind of thing?
That's the stuff. We don't really stock the boots anymore, though. We did have boots of domination, but a female barbarian already bought up those. Anyway, do have a browse, Your Highness, and let me know if there's anything you want.
Candles? You do candles?
Yes, Your Royal Highness. I make them by hand. Well, I would make them by hand, but everyone just uses continual light spells these days. I don't really stock candles anymore. Those are just display models made out of plaster.
But you could make me some if you had the chance.
Oh, yes, love. I just need you to bring me the raw materials. Now, your grade A candle, that's made from dead whales. We used to use their nasal hairs, but these days a true pure white candle is made from spermaceti.
Where does that come from?
I never dared ask, love. Anyway, the next best thing is beeswax.
Beeswax, right.
We used to have a lovely bee milking parlour out the back. The bees insisted it was the only way to get the job done. Every evening, we'd round up the bees and settle them down in little chairs, give them all a newspaper, and let them wax away to their heart's content. Then someone pointed out that all we had to do was open up the hive and scoop out all the wax we want. The little buzzers had been having us on all along.
You just can't trust a bee, can you?
That's just what I always say, Your Royal Highness.
Oh, stop it. Let's just stop all this now.
Popcorn!
Cut me own throat dibbler. The sort of itinerant merchant venturer that gives greed a bad name. Odium? What's an odium and why should I care? Oh dear, the milkmaid. Big on blouse fillings and short on complex neurological pathways.
Popcorn! Do it yourself popcorn! Just add heat and butter and maybe a frying pan. Also serves as catapult ammunition or excellent fishing sinkers. Come and get it while it's still in stock. Only one previous owner. I'm letting it go for less than mark price, and that's cutting me own throat. Popcorn!
Oh, no.
Don't knock me back until you've seen the goods, sir. Smashing stuff. Fine popping grains lovingly swept from the warehouse floor.
Why's he got little rat's hairs mixed up all through it?
Just keeping the grains warm, sir. An added extra and no additional charge.
Oh, all right then. Anything to keep you quiet.
Popcorn! Oh.